humans, and welcome back for another episode of the world's worst reseller podcast ever. Oh no! Oh, hang on for a sec. My voice modulator's got a little bit weird. Give me 2 seconds, Granny.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
All right, I'm back.
Stop laughing
What
now.
happened? That's right. I just had to go
you've got your voice
recalibrate.
Well, I'm glad you've got the voice modular fixed. That's good.
That's right. Yes. I can't have people thinking what I really sound like. That's a bit unorthodox. And how are you two? How are you? I'll ask Blake first, considering he we have a hierarchical system here, so you can actually work out who came to the chat last if you can work out who's on the bottom. How are you, Blake?
I'm good. I'm very good today. Yeah, still.
It looks much better, by the way.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm all right.
look more awake, which is always a good thing.
I'm more awake today. Yeah, had a good snooze.
And what about you, Granny?
Well, I'm very well, thank you. Yes, I did the I'm Not Chris Furlong live stream last night, which went very well. Thank you very much. Was a little hiccup in the middle of it that was interesting. Maybe we'll talk about that during today's live. Yeah,
well, that's right. Well, I was expecting Blake to wear clothes when he came on last night, but hey, yeah, like I said, it was an interesting turn of events. Apparently, you humans make up your clothing rules as you go. But so it's been a bit of a busy morning for myself as the octopus. You know, like I said to Grumpy Granny, as I was doing a couple of quick flips just to get my day under roll. So I sold a camera yesterday for $200, and I just turned that into a Nintendo 3DS. So that's pretty exciting.
Oh, very good.
Yes, but we'll say hello to the chat.
You've been picking up a few of those, haven't you?
Yeah. For those people that are watching or want to watch the replay, hello and welcome. So basically, Nintendo 3DSs, keep an eye on them. I wouldn't rush out and buy them. Nintendo's announced that they're actually cutting off the 3DS and the Wii U internet services. I think it's in April next year. If anyone knows, put it in the chat below. So that will, from my octopus intuition, that will actually affect the value downward, because Nintendo 3DS were a gateway for Pokemon. So basically, that there was an application you could use which hooked up to the internet would let you swap your Pokemon between like the Switch and the 3DS and all these different things, right? Yes. So that's what was one of the primary factors why the 3DS was keeping its value. When that gets turned off, the 3DS really just becomes a Game Boy. So like a bit of antiquated and more or less for collectors. So that's when you probably wanted to be looking for the pristine, not scratched ones. Where at the moment anyone that you could go from there. So we'll say hello to the chat. My beloved Rob, good morning, and hello, troublemakers. We do have one troublemaker. We do have one troublemaker. I don't know where the link is. Oh, that voice module is on its way out again. Jeez.
Oh dear.
Good morning, Wendy. Oh, she's not even saying morning to us. We're going to move right along.
Yes. Well, hello, Wendy.
Hello, Mary.
Morning, Mary.
Our favorite cat.
Yes,
I don't know. Sorry. Keep going, Granny.
Well, Mary was in my live last night, and here she is again.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, I was gonna piggyback on your live and say that Mary's cat. Well, Coppercat's my new favorite cat, because I gave my cat a I don't know. Can you say Brazilian on a cat? I don't know.
A little bit. That was one of my questions I was going to ask you this morning. So maybe after we catch up on the chat, I'll ask you about you shaving your cat.
Yes, and it's just as wrong as everyone thinks it is as well. So we'll leave it for a little bit.
Have you got a rag doll, Octo?
No. It's just a domestic medium hair cat.
Okay, so I was going to say I did shave mine as well.
Yeah, no. Oh, this was purely of his own doing. So, because he was meowing at me yesterday and took measures into my own tentacles. Kayfan, how are you going?
Good morning, Kayfan.
Good to see you. Just rounding up the nursing home resident. Oh, well, that's right. Look, this handsome octopus is.
Look, I actually was sitting waiting for the link, but apparently they'd put the link up a lot earlier. And then there'd been a whole heap of chat in our little podcast group, and I didn't realise that the link was already there. So I was just sitting waiting.
She's still talking. This is why you don't work with old people, and that's very true. Okay. Did she take her meds? Well, hello, Wendy. I don't know if you've actually said hello to us yet, but I don't know. She quite possibly. I don't know. Do they have to force them down your throat, Granny, or do you take them voluntarily? I don't know.
No, I take them willingly. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it sounds a bit spicy there, Granny. Looks like you might be a bit of a bit of an issue.
Just, they make you feel so good.
Oh,
Rocket Red, good morning. How you going?
Morning, Rob.
Howdy.
And I thought you do work with the elderly, craving that unwanted human attention. Well, I'm an octopus, so that's why she doesn't crave my attention. So, good morning, Josh. How are you? I hope you're
Good
enjoying
morning,
your
Josh.
time off. I did see your
Hey,
little
Josh.
short the other day about your consignment deal that you've worked out, which is quite good. I'm actually quite curious to see how you go with the eBay side of it. Obviously getting the ticket of approval from them. So, I'm definitely waiting with bated octopus breath. Morning, Graham. It's good to see you again.
Graham.
Hello, Graham.
Oh, there we go. Octo and Blake. Oh, look, you just got a G. So you're only Granny
G,
today.
not
You're
even a
probably just grumpy.
GG.
That's right. You're just grumpy. That's right.
I'll get more
We'll
letters.
forgive you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more letters find the most important.
Yes.
Well,
that's right.
writing the other guy out in full is quite waste of keystrokes. So. Recommerce Dave, good morning. It's good to see
Morning,
you again.
Dave.
All right, Granny. So you want to know about my cat? You want to know about my?
Yes.
I won't say the P word.
Shame, because I could make clips of that.
Yes. No,
splicing?
that's right. I was about to say I've already got someone that's after my head on a platter, so I don't really want to add ammunition to that cannon.
Yeah.
So long story short, where we live in the Octo lair, cats aren't allowed outside, and my cat, being a pain in the butt that he is, he ducked outside one day and rolled around in a lot of foliage and a lot of weeds and everything along the lines of that. Long story short, he got a lot of matting on his back. I've never seen a cat with matting. So I tried to wash him. That didn't go down as well as you could probably imagine. I just gave him a landing strip on his back. So hey, if there's any planes,
so you haven't even shaved him all over. You've just given him a landing.
No, I just gave him. I just went down his back.
Oh, the poor cat.
I'd love to see that.
Yes, but he's a black cat with like a very light grey landing strip. So
is it Satan? Is his name? Isn't it?
No, it's Salem. So it's
Salem.
named after the it's named after the cat.
It was something along those lines.
It's named after the cat after Sabrina Teenage Witch. So.
That's right.
Yes, but that's pretty much that. A very unexciting story, but that's pretty much what happened. Can't wait for the podcast next Tuesday. Oh, well, that's another thing that Granny wants to bring up. Granny, we've got a mole in our group, Granny, and I think it might be someone.
So apparently somebody this is what my scenario that I've worked out to be, that somebody was actually trying to put the link to their channel in my live stream last night and may have inadvertently put the link to the podcast, which is supposed to preview on Tuesday. And so it's had a few views. So so I'd like it'd be interesting to know what people that have watched it, what they thought.
Yes, well, other than Blake falling asleep, but we just want to let you know.
Yeah, making it
feeling well.
Yeah, I've got COVID. Leave me alone. I have an excuse.
I was about to say, as much as I wouldn't blame him falling asleep for when Granny talks, because it's quite prevalent. I'm quite a narcoleptic octopus when she opens her mouth. So there is a reason why he fell asleep. So next time we're just going to give him those glasses with little eyes.
Plus, when I'm listening to things, that's just my face.
You're concentrating. Look,
I've
only got a hairbrush. It's a pity I didn't have a fork.
What for? What are we doing?
Pitchfork.
For Blake.
For you.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, we're at 40 views on it. I've turned it back to unlisted. So if you got the link, you're more than welcome to have a watch of it. I was in a bit of a mood yesterday, to say the least. So I like putting the disgruntled octopus. So,
yes, you were.
Yeah, so we might have to revisit it to make sure I wasn't too hard on tech. But
you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. I don't think so. I think that there was a couple of, I guess, pointed bits and pieces, not around tech, that people will recognize quite easily, but I think it was all warranted, and it was all just in the right spot and at the right level. Because I do interrupt you frequently when you're going on a bit of a rant. Just to break it up.
To talk over us.
Because when I get a sense that the rant's about to lift to a new level, and I just quickly jump in and say something funny.
Well, that's right. Then I just continue on my rant and tear people apart. But yeah, no, you can always get like a bingo card of Australian resellers and international resellers and tick them off as I mentioned them in
That's right.
innuendo, I suppose. So there's a few that I've taken a shot at. And yeah, like I said, long story short, and I don't think he's in here yet. I was speaking to a relatively new YouTuber yesterday, and they follow the practices of someone I suppose a lot of people in the reselling community wouldn't suggest that you follow.
Yes.
And then, yeah, if you've watched the video, and I will link it in the description, I will remember this time. I'll reach out to them and see if they're happy for me to link it, which I think they would be because they've got about 6 or 7 subscribers. So
yeah.
And long story short, all their stock that they're trying to clear out is just complete trash. I don't mean that to be rude, or I don't mean to be insensitive, or try and upset them. It's just complete trash because they've basically just used a carbon copy model of someone, and like I said, that was pretty much the basis of the rant.
Who may or may not sell a lot of DVDs.
Yeah, so it's not hard to work out, but you can pretty much work it out. Good morning, Graham. Well, we've got more Grahams, and we're out numbering Grahams 2 Grahams to 1 Josh. So, K-Fan, I imagine the cat would have been a lot easier to restrain without tentacles. Well, he's got a lot more claws to scratch the tentacles. That's the problem. So, but like if you have watched the video, you'll probably be serenaded by the cat halfway through and me screaming at the animals.
Well, it was all of a sudden the dog went off and then the cat went off, and it was like I thought they were having a mutiny or something. They were, it was like a revolt happening in the house.
It was a zoo,
yeah.
So I much to tech and sports dismay, I went to I bought a whole bunch of clothes the other day, and they've been sitting on the back of a chair, just languishing there because I hate listing clothes. And the cat decided to sell them to me too. Yeah, well, they're all AI. They're all AI. What I source locally is I get a lot of Australian representative clothing, so a lot of player worn clothes, a lot of match clothes for like the Wallabies, the AEST, the Olympic team, and all those different things. And stupidly cheap, and they go stupidly quick. So if I list them, they're most likely gone in the next half an hour, 45 minutes. It's just I hate measuring clothes. But long story short, they're sitting on the back of a chair, and the cat decided to sit on that chair right behind the computer, and that's why he is meowing. That's why he sounds like it's 3D coming around south. 40 previews already. Well, look at us go. I think he's got more previews than I got subscribers. So,
well, that's right. Well, maybe doing a little sneak, advance to a few people is a really good marketing tool.
Well, that's right. Well, I did get 2 extra subscribers overnight, so I don't know if that's Blake cracking out his.
You're only 2.
So does that mean you've only got 2 to go?
That's right. Then I can bring out my own Discord and Patreon and buy my own coffee. What else can I, and try and have people on the hook for?
Yes.
OnlyFans, Only Tentacles. I might bring up my own Only Tentacles page as well. Accidentally stumbled in there. Well, that's what Blake gets for accidentally sharing the link.
Yes.
Yes, I want to see this shit. Like I said, it's active now. So if you've got the link, there you go. That's a bit of an Easter egg, though.
Yeah, that's right. And the other thing to consider too is that we don't edit. Well, Octo's in charge of the editing. Oh, isn't he a pain? And we don't edit the videos. Like when we call the podcast, you are getting it as it comes. So nothing is edited except for the time at the start. Like, so the countdown clock isn't too long. I've finished now.
Unless he's called for another reason.
Well, yeah, maybe.
He saw Judda come into the chat, so he left.
Oh, with Judda? I think it could have been that. Yeah, it's definitely that.
Oh, okay.
That was actually Uncle Wayne in the chat. I think I badmouthed him in the podcast as well. So
okay. So did you have to quickly go off so that you could type something on your phone?
Well, right. Well, like it's really hard to to try and do these different things. So So the identity of the octopus has been revealed in that video. That's currently unlisted on Grumpy Granny's channel.
Well, I wouldn't say revealed. I would say that there's some fairly decent hints if you're paying attention. Yeah.
So Wendy's not cranky. She's at work and they're interrupting her Octo, G, and other guys' time. That's good. Well, that's good. We like anarchy here, Wendy. Vintage Vonnie, good morning to you, Octo, GG, Blake, and other guy. Well, there you go.
Good morning,
We've got
Bobby.
another that's another person I've got to pay for on the podcast now. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, well, yeah. Good morning, Jen. We will.
So this is
Hello.
what
we'll have
happens.
to change
This is what happens
Blake's
when you scare
name.
people. This is what happens when you scare people, Leanne. They all say hello to you. They're all lining up. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? My beloved Wayno. How you going, mate?
Morning, Wayno.
Hopefully,
Hey,
Nelson
Wayno.
hasn't chewed your foot off through the night. Hello, mysterious person who we don't know who you are.
Good morning, Jada. I believe that Jada's getting lots of. Oh, you got my parcel. That's very good. That's very good. Is it okay? Bit big? Yes. Okay. So we had to send in particular items to for our next part in the elimination chamber. Am I allowed to show what it is, Jada? Well, I'm going to. The type of thing that it is.
Yeah,
so
I'll allow it.
yeah. Okay. So we had to send in some sort of drinking vessel, right? And it was sort of like glass or schooner was what Jada actually said. So I went off thrifting and got a couple of pots with handles because I thought, well, that'd be the go. So this was one of them, right, that I got, and that's actually it's been made in Hong Kong, and it's Waltzing Matilda on the side, which is pretty good. But it's not very big. But the other one I got was like about this big. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what the challenge is going to be, but it may not be good given that they're bigger. I sent in the bigger one instead of the smaller one.
Well, hopefully the challenge isn't to keep me awake because you would have failed that.
You're losing him.
Bloody hell. Well, yes.
Uncle Wayno's on it. Yeah, you'll have to be blind not to know who Octo is by now. That's right. Yeah, I don't know if you caught earlier in Wayno, but my voice modulator was playing up. So if you go back to the start of the live, you'll see my voice modulator playing up. Good morning, Anthony. The podcast was great. Which podcast was that? The one that we released? Well, definitely not last week's because that's crashed and burned.
Well, Tuesdays. Yeah, which one are we talking about, Anthony? Good morning.
That's right. I think Anthony's playing 4D chess with us. He's holding us up for blackmail.
He's
what are you talking about?
He is a real octopus.
That's right.
That's correct. Absolutely
That's exactly
correct.
Right. Yeah, an 8-foot handsome one at that. So don't forget that, Granny. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? Is that
Morning,
your other
Lisa.
half, Blake?
Yeah, howdy. Ah. What?
Is that your other half?
No.
She's double ESA.
She's saving lives in the ED at the moment.
Oh, good. That's good.
Well, hopefully she's recommending my YouTube channel because I need to beat Granny. Yeah, just hey, look, I don't ask.
They're on there lying on them in the emergency room.
Well, that's right. I don't ask for much, right?
Subscribe to the Disgruntled Octopus.
Well, no, it's like, hey, look, I've got this needle of adrenaline that I'll pump into your heart to save your life. Only if you can show me that you subscribe to the Disgruntled Octopus. Yeah, kind of like those fake Mr. Beast people that you see walking through the shopping malls going, I'll give you $200 if you subscribe. I've never seen this person before in my life.
We did have a lover's tiff in the bottom of your comments when it came to voting and whether to keep me on the podcast or not. I told her I'm going to have to get a divorce. Yeah.
Well, with that facial hair, mate, I think there's more than grounds for a lover's tiff. You might be in strife now. Solid chance showing that may cost you the game.
Yeah. Showing that
Stuff to Granny.
Oh, wow.
Look, so I say my split personalities are going out in full force. Good morning, Unwanted but Needed. I hope you're well. And lunchtime from memory.
That's right. And I did notice this morning that Unwanted but Needed has slid into the Discord, which is good.
No, it's slithered. Thank you. You don't slide into it. It sounds like we're still talking about shaving my cat. Episode 27. Which episode 27? I think we've had 4 episode 27 by now because I've lost count. Yeah, so
God.
we do sometimes say the wrong number for the episode, don't we? Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's not in the emergency department. She's in the UK, Blake. She's left you.
For she's proper left
gone.
I sent her over there so she could use Vinted to source me some good shoes. That's what.
I don't care about that. Well, welcome, Lisa. What time is it in the UK at the moment? I think I've worked out the American time zones, but I'm useless with the UK, so you'll have to let me know what time it is. She's either saving lives or they didn't make it and has a few spare minutes to comment. Hey, they would have made it if they'd have been subscribed.
Oh my goodness. Where has this live stream gone this morning?
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's we're going to wait for that. Well, I guess I'm screwed in the elimination chamber too then. Well, there you go.
It's interesting. Oh,
Did
that's
DJ
quite all
welcome
right.
to- Yes, it's an automated message.
I didn't get one.
It is not an automated message. Thank you very much. What
Yeah,
you the
it
first
you
says
got
one?
all hail. It says all hail
Yes.
the octopus when you walk in, isn't it? Isn't that how when you slither in?
Yeah.
Slithered into Discord. There you go. See, like we do think alike. So yeah, once you watch the episode next week, you could probably start connecting the dots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
23. Okay, that sounds like a
Oh,
Bible
wow.
verse. Granny,
Mm.
crack out your
Yeah, I
Bible
thought you were
verse.
quoting the Bible verse too. Yeah.
That's quite late, Lisa. Geez, you must be looking for something to fall asleep to if you're listening to an octopus, an old lady, and some random guy with
The other
facial
guy.
hair issues. Yeah, the
Well,
other guy.
our friend Sandra's quite often, she listens to the replays because often she's at work when it comes on, and she always says that she's asleep in the first 10 minutes of listening to us.
No,
in
that's
the
right. Well, like I
podcast.
said, I normally get 3 or 4 minutes when you start talking before I fall asleep. So yeah, she's doing a lot better than me. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to start doing ASMR. Just be like, hello.
well, I don't think my voice can do it. The voice module, I have to pay extra for that voice module bit. Yes, it's lunchtime. Well, it's good. I'm on top of that.
What are you having for lunch? That's the next thing.
Well, it looks like she's a kookaburra. So, like I said, we just drag all the animals in here. I kind of think I feel like we're attracting Australia's zoo. We're going to have bloody Bindi Irwin rock up soon, I reckon.
or it's going to be like George Orwell's Animal Farm. It'll be like a revolution. That's a great book, actually.
Yes, that
I
could
love that
be.
book.
Yeah.
I actually, funny you should
I mean,
say George
did you
Orwell.
read that? Are you saying that you read a book, Blake?
Yeah, I love that book. I've read a few books in my time.
He's got a lot of animal books, but they're normally like ones with pictures on it and arcs. But yeah, so I actually read, is it 1984 by George
Yes.
Orwell? You
Yep.
think I'd know. I wrote an essay on it in university, but I got marked
I
down
wrote
because
one in
all
high
through I actually got all through the essay of 2,500 words. I wrote 1982 because that's when the octopus was born. And he's like, "You didn't read the book, did you?" I was like, "No." So don't ask me about it.
Yeah, just use the cliff notes. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much it. Everything would have been on track if GG was on top. This is what I've been saying, Rob. Like, yeah, I think we should kick off GG, bring you on, Rob. Like, yeah, can you? I don't know if you've got hair under that hat, but yeah, if you got hair, we can put some rollers in you, and we can replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Octo and I were just hanging out. We were just like, where is she? She's sending us messages. She's like, 4-minute warning, guys. 2-minute warning, guys. And we're just like, we're waiting for you, Granny. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Blake
right.
gave me forewarning not to read any news websites this week. So
Yes, no reading other websites while you are on the live stream. Thank you very much.
like I was saying, as an octopus, you know, I'm more I can't think of the word, better, I suppose.
More inclined to actually read something off the screen instead of what you're talking about.
I was going to say I can multitask better than most humans. So
that's why I didn't post a video this week because I wasn't allowed to because I got cancelled from what you said.
Exactly.
Right. Well, now we know why Lisa moved to the UK. So there you go. If you want to go back last week and see what Granny said about Blake, you could go back there and have a look.
Yeah, no, don't.
I'm being bad. She's eating lollies. Well, I assume it's a she. So yeah, you look like a female kookaburra to me, so I'm going to go with as a woman. and you can't tell me otherwise. So if you come back and say you're a man, guess what? You're a female. Need a sugar kick.
Sugar kick, yes, okay.
Yes, I'm taking my Octo lolly so I can speak clearly. Because my voice is shot from getting so disgruntled yesterday.
The whole episode is basically just Octo talking and me listening and Granny just jumping in every now and then.
Well, this is what happens. Well, this is what happens when I get worked up and cranky about trivial stuff, which I probably won't care about next week. But like I said, it's and just to give a bit of a sneak peek, Granny and I assume Blake as well, because he wants to feel included as well. Occasionally, we do get people reach out to us and say to us that their stores are completely shot. And they've been following certain YouTubers, or they've been following certain models and all these different things. That's not to say Australian YouTubers, they've been watching international ones as well. And they're quite distraught when they come to us and everything's in a shambles. And
I would be too.
I'm just trying to cut that off the past. So if we do get some new resellers that jump in and watch one of our shows, hopefully they can not be led down the garden path.
as we know, like at this time of the year, like leading into Christmas and just after Christmas, there tend to be a lot of new resellers that are actually watching YouTube videos because they're thinking, oh, I might do some reselling either, on the side as a part-time gig or, as a full-time thing because they don't like their job and they don't want to go back to the job. And, they start watching these videos and, they don't watch the right ones.
Like I've said numerous times, you're a product. So, definitely watch Two Aussie Thrifters, watch my beloved Diary of a Flipper, watch Uncle Wayno, all those people. They've got a little bit of credibility. I'm not saying exclusively those, but that's the ones I'd be more inclined to recommend if you're new. Speaking of the devil, most elderly people are out of time.
Hopefully everything with my timing will be sorted now because in the middle of recording the podcast yesterday, I had to get up and leave. Well, not long after we started, actually, because there was a knock at the door and the NBN man was coming to fix my internet at 1 o'clock. And this was like at 11 o'clock. And he came to the door. So I told him to leave and come back later.
Yeah, she was very rude to the poor guy.
Yeah.
I know. Apparently he was sitting on the footpath for 4 hours.
Yeah, I was a bit worried actually when I was listening to it because I thought you might have been able to hear what I was saying to him. Thankfully, you couldn't.
Poor fella. All he wanted to do was come and fix your internet, doing you a favor, and you just go yell the house down.
Yeah, I think I put the Karen haircut on the wrong person when I did that thumbnail. Jada says most elderly people are out of time. Takes longer to register.
Don't insinuate.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, so I've been on 4G backup internet for the last 3 weeks until they came to fix it. But now I'm back on NBN, so it's much better.
Oh, yeah, well, that's right. Josh Wilson, good morning. I do recognise your name. Yeah, like I said, if Josh Galt's still in the chat, we're leveled out for Anthony's now, or Gareth Graham's. I can't remember who we've got. He did buy a Tigger from me the other day. I think you came and picked it up, didn't you, Josh, from memory? I had Mrs. Octopus deal with it because I'm too big for the common folk. I was actually out picking up something from Facebook Marketplace. But otherwise, I would have been here. So if you want to buy another one, I'll meet you at the door next time in all my octopus glory. So I wasn't avoiding you. Lisa thinks you're funny, Granny. That's one. We'll put quick Blake right down the tally if someone thinks Granny's funny.
Oh dear. Yeah. So anyone that hasn't subbed to Octo's channel, please do. Then he will actually get to that miracle 500, which means he'll be monetized at level 1.
I'll be bringing out 149.99 channel memberships, and I expect everyone to sign up to it. Oh, I've lost one. I'm dead.
Yeah, I just unsubscribed. Just to take
what a jerk. Yes. Oh, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Yes, it was him.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you said Tigger in the chat, I actually sold a Tigger plush a couple of months ago, so I couldn't remember which one it was, but then I remembered it was the Jim Shaw one. You mean he came back? I would have registered not accepted by a customer and rescheduled to sometime next year. Legend has it, Dave, as he was actually sitting on the porch waiting for her for 3 hours. Because I think he rocked up about 10:30, didn't he, Leanne?
Yeah, and the appointment time was 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So I thought, well, we've got no worries because we started recording like at 10. So I thought we had plenty of time. But came and knocked on the door.
That's right. Yeah. Well,
so you're not meant to be here till 1 o'clock. Go away and come back later.
Well, Blake and I was excited. We thought we were going to have a podcast to ourselves, like a bit of a boys' chat. And Granny
it was so peaceful.
Yeah, and I heard yes, and that was the other interesting thing when I came back that the chat that went on while I was gone.
Yeah, we're going to talk about shaving our cats.
Yeah, yes. So if anyone needs cat shaving advice,
that conversation. Don't talk about shaving cats because that conversation could go very wrong very quickly.
Well, it might push the algorithm further out. We haven't lost that many people in the chat yet, so it's all good. So if you want tips on shaving your cat, reach out to Blake. So I watch a lot on YouTube about reselling Australian international resellers, and I take a bit off everyone. And that's the way to do it. If you want to condense my 1 hour and 70-minute rant yesterday, that's the one sentence.
You won't have to watch it then. I'm on to bit.
That's right. Yeah. So that's basically what I was saying is that that take the good elements of everyone. Like not everyone's beyond repair, I suppose. Yeah, someone like everyone has like
I
some
am.
certain qualities, well, except for your facial hair. But you can take bits and pieces from everyone because there are a vast amount of people into different stages and different ways they do things. So take whatever works for them, and just don't copy what they're doing because you will fail.
I have to say, Blake, the best thing about having you here is you get as much, like you take away half the ribbing that I get. So imagine what I was dealing with before you came.
I used to
Well,
watch
that's right.
what you were dealing with.
Well, the thing was though, that I had to bring a human male because apparently I was a misogynist. So I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm classed as hating everyone equally now.
Yeah,
so I'm not.
yeah. Just a
I
bully.
mean, if you're
yeah.
being called a misogynist, bringing on a straight white male is probably not the best strategy to do.
Oh, are you straight? Oh, no,
Uh,
man. I got mixed up.
Yeah. You might have to
I
go
like
in the
my
tanning
subcat.
machine, I think.
Yeah,
Bit of fake
right,
tan
yeah.
on.
That's right.
I actually get that bloody black in summer. I just don't leave the house anymore. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's the
Uh,
Lithuanian blood.
right. Okay.
That's good. I gave Christian a shout out for his subs. He got one. Well, we'll put Christian's chat in. Like, Leanne, can you grab Christian's channel if you don't mind? And just put it in the chat, and we'll see if we can get more than one.
Yeah.
But not too many because he's creeping up on me. I want to beat him to 500.
Well, he's not far off it either, is he?
No, he's 580 something, I think. So he's quite. 480 something. So he's quite close himself. But I think I might have him beat on watch hours. So.
Right. Okay.
But I have mentioned in previous lives and other lives that I've infiltrated through the week. If anyone wants to buy some watch hours, I've got some to spare. So. Morning, Liz. Morning, everyone. Busy doing photos, trying not to get too distracted. Well, you've come to the wrong place for that.
If you don't want to get distracted, definitely
it's
come
very
from the
true.
wrong place.
There's nothing shaved. There's nothing better than a cleanly shaved Blake. Well, there you go. Wait, these eyes are painted on. I can't read the last one.
Pussy, Blake. Yeah, look, I mean, I've got really thin skin, so makes sense.
do go and subscribe to Christian's channel, finding Forest Finds Online. So he does some really fun stuff, and he is the king of Squishmallows, or the Squishmallow
right.
King, I think.
Yeah, I have noticed he's
I'll
been
start
putting a
doing
few
some
pillows on
promotions.
for a while.
Mm.
He's been putting it on, so he's a bit of a squishmallow. I'm
You
allergic to
too.
cats, so hairless ones are the best.
Judder and Wayno, behave yourselves, please.
Christian, so Forest Finds Online, he's obviously too good to come into the chat and promote his own channel, but please reach out and make sure you're getting to at least 497 or whatever. One less than I've got, whatever I have.
Yeah, he's probably busy teaching the young children.
Yeah, I thought he quit his job. I thought he was going to full-time reseller. That's what his title told me.
No, he's got so tomorrow is the last day of school for him for this year. So then he'll be on holidays. So yes, he'll be a full-time reseller for that 6-week period or whatever that they have off.
He's reached the dark side.
That's right. Oh, I think
Join the
we've
club.
run out of chat. That's good for once. Like we've got to the end of our chat. We can go now.
Yeah, and it only took 37 minutes. That's
I know.
Good.
That's pretty good. Oh, we're actually 33 minutes because we're waiting for you to
You
work
were
out which
not
room
for
we're in.
that long. That's enough. Oh.
Apparently, Graham's old
God.
school. He likes his ragdoll cats.
Oh yes, they're quite nice. I've always wanted one of those, but no good
They are
around
awesome.
here. No good. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I just have to be a completely indoor cat if I ever got one because, with what's here outside here, it wouldn't be any good.
Yeah. That's what mine is. It's just an indoor
that's my
cat.
other channel. That's Uncle Wayno's channel. Not that he uploads much stuff, other than I think he does a live every 3.5 months, if you're lucky. So if you go outside, there's a full moon. There's a good chance that Uncle Wayno's show's on. Grumpy Granny. Don't bring
Thank
her
you.
chat
Thanks
up.
for putting that up,
No.
Blake.
That is okay. And I'm going to put the podcast link for next week's podcast in the chat too, a week early, so everyone can ruin the surprise for themselves.
Yeah. Well, your videos haven't been performing well enough, Blake. You need to build the suspense.
I know.
Questions. Is there a time in your eBay journey where you said to yourself, I can do this and I can turn this into a full-time job? If I'm going to be brutally honest, I think that's probably when you're probably going to lose. you kind of, to me, that you always want to be on that edge, have that like anxiety, a little bit of anxiety, needing to push yourself a little bit further, if that makes sense. I don't know if
shit myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Even now that, I've always got that, hopefully I can, that mentality that I need to push myself further, because if you rest in your laurels, you fall backwards. And I talked about it in a previous episode, but when I used to sell, a metric ton of Lego, we had a new competitor come into the market, and because he only had like 3 or 4 feedback, we just, brushed him off and didn't really pay too much attention. That Lego account's got 4,500 feedback. He's now got 25,000 feedback. So it just goes to show you, you can't, just rest and easy and, just fall back in your laurels. And that's why I suppose I always feel like I'm on edge. And Jado or Wayno, I don't know if Wayno's on edge. He looks pretty calm and collected.
He's comfortable.
Yeah. If anyone else is full time in the chat, they could probably elaborate a little bit further. But that's the mindset that I like to be in. It's like almost that stay hungry mentality where you just got to constantly think, if you make the wrong decision, you're going to fail. But
and I guess it was different for me because I kind of got forced into it in a way, because it was probably one of the few things I could do with the back issues that I had at the time. But but you're still, once you're in there and you're doing it full time, there's that constant push, knowing that that's what you're relying on for your income. That's
Well, I always just tell myself, I'm like, if I don't do this right, then I'll be back baking bread and managing idiots for the rest of my life. So I don't want to go and do that again.
And if you have and some of your, your funds that you've got in the bank start to get a bit lower because you've had to rely on that rather than money coming in, as some of us have had the last few weeks, like that, you do start to get a bit worried, and so you put the pedal to the metal and start upping your game a bit more again, so that it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I was going to say that, that what Blake was just saying about going back to work and managing idiots and baking bread, that at the moment I'm just not baking bread.
You're just so funny.
I know. Chris is here. Hello all, you rock. Oh, well, thank you. I'll just take that as directed at
Good
me.
morning, Kyle the Tree.
I'm Christmas holiday function tonight, but I'll catch on the recap. Thanks for your grace and support. That's Chris, the flipping for laughs. I think he was the one that did our little intro in our mid-cut segment, which confused the hell out of a lot of people, which is always good because we like anarchy. I might be going full-time reseller soon. Well, that's good. But like I said, Franny was saying is just have your financials down pat, have your sourcing down pat. Like we touched a little bit into the next week podcast, but without giving too much away, that I probably wouldn't watch other resellers for sourcing tips. I'd probably go, if you're looking at specializing in Levi jeans, right, find YouTube channels that just are inundated in love Levi jeans, and they'll basically tell you what to look for. And they're not trying to sell them; they're collectors. They got their they get their rocks off by talking about Levi jeans. They're the ones you want to be looking for.
Yeah, and one of the things you've often said, Octo, too, is if there's a particular thing that you're looking at and you're thinking you might want to sell it, go into the Facebook groups, but don't go into the reselling Facebook groups. Go into the groups that specialize in that item. So if there's collectors of those things, so there are actually Facebook groups about Viewmasters, would you believe? And so when I needed to research that Viewmaster that I got the other day, I went in there and was able to find out the information I needed. I mean, it's not like I'm going to specialize in Viewmasters because that'll probably be the only one I ever find. But, but if you, that's right. So if you knew that you were going to be able to find a heap of them and that was what you were going to specialize in, well, that's where to go. Yeah. So Rob, I have to find a cutlery Facebook group. So if you know of one, let me know, won't you?
Yeah, so I wouldn't try and sell your stuff to collector groups because they know what it's worth, right? So people are more happy to pay a premium on eBay because they're quite, uneducated, probably the easiest way to put it. So they're not really on top of the lines, or that product might be the only time they actually know where to source that product from. If you're selling a pink Nintendo 3DS, right? That they might be very rare that they come up and they'll jump on eBay and they're happy to pay a premium. But if you go into a collector's group and try and flog it off there, they'll all want it for market price. Oh not market price. They'll want it cheaper.
They want it cheaper.
And they'll berate you for it as well. So, but like Leanne was saying, just use Facebook groups or use Reddit groups or YouTube channels and all these different things to learn learn your craft. Like, don't learn off resellers. Don't learn. That's why I tend not to do any how-to videos or sourcing videos and all those different things. And that's not against anyone that does that. It just, to me, is I'm not a specialist in anything. I'll probably have a fair crack at Skylanders, but yeah, like I said, there's infinite amount of YouTube channels that know more and more and more about Skylanders than I do. So.
Well, look, that Viewmaster is probably a perfect example that I can use, because from the brief little bit I'd done on just by Googling it, I could see that it looked like it was going to be a pre-Tyco Viewmaster, which meant that it had more value than other ones that looked identical, except for what it had written in the manufacturing part. But I couldn't be entirely sure without getting some confirmation on that. And that was where being able to go into one of those groups and finding the information they put up and asking a couple of questions, you can then actually find out that sort of information. So you then know, so then I knew, okay, that had more value, so I could price it accordingly, versus if it had just been, a later model. And that's where you can find out, those differences.
Yeah, and sometimes you might be able to complete, if you go into a collecting group, you might, if you had a Nintendo 3DS game, which goes for a lot more with the manual, you might be able to go in there and get the manual quite cheap, then complete it. And, there's infinite possibilities when you go into those specialized groups that, builds a rapport. Like, you don't really want to just be a fly-by-night person, especially if you're looking at going into that niche, for Skylanders, for example. Become active in that community. Just tell them. I wouldn't necessarily, broadcast that you're a reseller because you might get a bit of a lukewarm response. But, but if you go in there and just say, hey, look, I'm new to this. My go-to line is that my kids are into this, or my wife's into this, or I've got a crazy old lady that I work with. Yeah, she's into this kind of thing. So, I never bring up Blake because that's just an embarrassment. He's like the ugly stepchild with facial hair. Our beloved,
I'll shave it all off and you can complain.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. Oh, that's quiet. Look, jeez. There you go, Granny. He looks like Dickie Knee now, which a lot of people recognize that reference. Unwanted but needed. Our female kookaburra is not thinking about full time. She's letting just sidekick at the moment. Yeah, and that's go back to the text model. Is that I think you can do like for example, right? I was just saying to Blake before Granny graced us with her presence this morning.
Oh, he's yawning though.
Oh, I'm falling asleep. Sorry, Graham.
Yeah. I went and picked up a digital SLR pack on the Facebook Marketplace for $50 the other day. Sold it 2 days later for $200. Then turned that into a DS this morning. So it's quite easy to accumulate your money. If you know what you're looking for, it's just because I don't know anything about cameras. I reached out to the resellers that I know about that. But I know a lot about Nintendo 3DSs, and I know what the market goes, all these different things. And what I was talking to this gentleman that I was speaking to yesterday is that, because he was asking me what he should source, or what he should look at for sourcing, and it's like, that's the wrong question to ask for it. You shouldn't be going to the op shop or to the thrift store without having an idea of what things are worth. So
and I think that's often, look, I can still look back, and even though that first time I went thrifting, I had $17.
I'm surprised you can twist your neck at your age.
Even though I only had $17, but probably in the first 2 weeks or so of thrifting, because I did sell some stuff and then I put that money straight back in, but I didn't actually really know what I was buying. I mean, I was going for Australian vintage, right? So that was what I was aiming at, and I did buy lots of Australian vintage. I do believe I still have 2 or 3 pieces of that clothing still here that is never, ever going to sell, but I'm keeping it as a reminder of what not to do, because, you think, oh, okay, Australian vintage clothing is going to sell, but then not all Australian vintage clothing is going to sell.
No,
so you've got to do your research.
Lisa sells mainly clothing, or she's been selling Blake's clothing by the looks of it.
I was going to say that. I was going to say there's my competition.
I was going to say your other half's been cheating on you behind your back with eBay, mate.
Yeah,
you're wondering where your undies have been going.
That's why you had all that stuff that was listed and wasn't there, Blake.
That's right. That's exactly right. Lisa's been undercutting you. No wonder she's been rocking up in a Porsche every day. That's what resellers do. They go full time and they become millionaires, and retire to Florida and drink at bars all day on the waterside. I go into Facebook pages where they do my head in. People that's got no common sense in those pages. Not the reselling books. Yeah, I'm talking about the specialists, like Amiibo groups or Skylander groups or Levi Jean groups, not the eBay reseller groups, because my head would explode if I ever went into those. I send Granny in there for me. So
yes, she does.
Stupid.
It's not stupidity. It's more entitlement.
That's what I mean. Like just stupid shit. Like that's
stupid. Like you're right. Like there's a sense of entitlement with some people. Like I'm new to reselling. What should I sell? Kind of thing. And that might be just the way that I read it. Or on the flip side is that people that respond to them, like kind of pretend they know everything, or they give them duff gen kind of thing. So like I said, you really. Like I said, you probably just need to get to those. And what we said before is, work out what's in your area that's in, plentiful, or what you can get to come to you. Then work about what you can do then. So
that's what you'll find. That's some of the stuff that we'll be talking about in the podcast that's coming out Tuesday.
Yeah, maybe we'll be talking about it. We've already talked about it. I can't remember what we talked about.
That was what we talked about yesterday in the podcast.
That's right.
Just saying.
You just ruined the magic of show business. The only cutlery group is called is committed. Yes. That's not too far off.
That's a good one.
I do not go. Oh, that's good. Oh, he's a male kookaburra. Oh, okay.
Male kookaburra.
You've ruined my illusion now.
Mm.
I don't know. For some reason, I was going to call you Wendy the kookaburra, but I can't call you that now. I have to call you maybe Waldo the kookaburra.
Well, if you gave a kookaburra a name, wouldn't it have to start with a K so that it, like Kate Kookaburra?
No,
Wendy.
You got Kenny Koala. Then you've got.
You would just KK, yeah.
Well, be careful you don't put an extra K under that, please.
That was funny because I held up a book during the book club meeting I did the other night, and it had these white things on it, like it's a vintage book. And someone said, "Oh, are they white mice on the front of the book?" And I said, "No." It was pictures of the Ku Klux Klan. So
no.
I had a friend back at work that was really good at Photoshop, and he thought it'd be hilarious.
So he was part of the Klan.
No, he photoshopped me at like a Klan meeting in amongst all these people, and it looked like I was there. Like it looked like just a picture perfect photo, and I was like, "Please don't send that to anyone." Because people will think.
Looking at the thumbnail for this episode or this live, it looks like you're a Greek god. I don't know where that came from.
I am.
Yeah. So you've been working out. You're not as pudgy as you were previously.
Nowhere near as wide. Yeah. Put on some muscle, apparently.
What you need to do is Octo is a shock button remote control Blake's chair. Yeah, well, I've already got one on Granny's chair, but she likes it too much. Like, makes her feel alive. The arthritis goes. You got two.
Like honestly, is it just me? Have I got a dirty mind that I take the wrong connotations to things?
I was just trying to give you shock therapy, not whatever what you're talking about. Like, I don't want to think about 80-year-old ladies like that. Thank you. Obviously, Blake does because look, he's giggling like a little schoolgirl downstairs.
I'm glad it wasn't just me that took that one the wrong way.
I'm a pure octopus. You're ruining my reputation. Even Kate Fun looks good. Yes, that's right.
We almost need one of those, Blake. We need to get one of those things, where it doesn't go to air. We need to alter the settings so it doesn't go to air for like 30 seconds after it's
it's got a 30-second delay.
Yeah, so we can blip it if we need to.
Yeah, and we stop false allegations against me and stuff like that.
Well, that's right. Well, that's right. Well, I don't know. Well, like I said, Lisa's moved to the UK and she looks like she's settled in with men's clothing over there, so she's keep him awake. Well,
half of Blake's stock's missing from his storage.
Yeah, well, looks like half his furniture's missing by the looks of the background of his room.
I like emptiness. I like it.
I know. We've seen your videos. There's not much going on.
I'll have to make you a background that you can put in there, won't I? Like I did last night on Chris Furlong's live.
See, if I cared, I'd bring out my green screen and use that. But I don't
that's
care,
true.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I think we just all next week we'll just bring in a green screen. We'll just film ourselves from Chris Furlong's room.
Yeah, well, we could. I could probably make all different ones for it.
because Primo Chemo's
He's
already
still
done
stable.
Josh Gold.
Yes,
Josh
he
Gold
did
has
Josh
already had
Gold's
his,
room.
so we'll have to step it up and do Chris Furlong's.
Mm.
Up and up. Okay. Is there any Facebook groups that you do recommend for reselling or in general? Because if I'm going to be brutally honest, if you're looking from a reselling group, I probably wouldn't recommend Facebook groups because, like I said, it's just what Blake said, it's like a cesspit for bottom dwelling, scum sucking humans.
I mean,
but
look,
I'd
not that I'm
Discord.
trying to promote my Discord, but like I think a Discord group, because it's not out there in the public, is probably slightly better, and especially like if it's a safe place, like Granny's Discord is.
I've heard that word too many times lately.
That's if you want a reselling group, but you can't. I mean, it's hard to recommend a particular Facebook group because it depends on what you want to sell. Like if you're looking for one that's connected to what it is that you're selling. Does that make sense? Yes.
Yes, but like if you're after a specific niche, any collector group, like on Facebook, you probably a lot of them would be just a lot of collectors and all those different things. Wouldn't recommend any reselling Facebook groups just by virtue of what we spoke about. But like Reddit's also a good place, YouTube if you're looking for specific niches. Go from that way. All right, so Flip Fox finds. Geez, that's triple F.
It's hard to say, isn't it? Fast. Yeah.
Oh no,
hard to say fast.
I can't even say it. So obviously they're the natural enemy of the octopus because I can't even pronounce it. Super late. Have no idea what you've been spoken about. Hi anyway. Hope we're all well. Well, we're well. We've talked about shaving cats. We've talked about Granny being excited by electric shocks, and Blake's facial hair. So that's pretty much you caught up now. You don't have to go back to the start. Oh, my voice modulator went out at the start.
Yes.
So if you go back right to the start, you'll hear my voice modulator broken. So that's the excitement of the episode. Or Judder's warehouse with that orange thing in the background. I don't know. Well, is Donald Trump in the background? Is that what you're getting at? I don't know. Facebook groups are all toxic. That's right. So, like I said, I normally sing Granny in there because she's had a decent life. She's only 36. I don't know if people know that. She's actually been in Facebook groups for the last 6 years, and it's aged quite significantly.
Yeah. Look, I do have to say, talking of Facebook groups, because the first one I ever went into, right, reselling groups, the first one, because I didn't know from Adam, and the first one I ever went into was one, and all I got in there and all it was not giving you advice or anything, but it was all people trying to flog their stuff off to somebody else. Yeah.
No,
they were doing deals down under.
Yeah. I'm not selling
I think that's
anymore.
what it's designed for. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know, did I? Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Oh, Karen the kookaburra needs to go back to work. Sorry, Karen the male kookaburra needs to go back to work. Go back to work. Should we keep listening to the rest of the live on the replay tomorrow? Oh, I like Karen because I was associated with a female. I don't know why. But so Karen the male kookaburra. We'll see you next week and have a good rest of your day at work.
Yes. Please do.
But yes. Long story short, Facebook groups are toxic. That's only the reselling ones. I can't comment for dedicated fandoms, I suppose you could call them. But your fandoms can get toxic as well because if you I'll use Funko Pops because I talked about them yesterday. Is that Marvel's better than DC or
you mentioned Funko Pops and immediately Blake yawns. I rest my case.
Hey, look at his back of his room. I can guarantee you the 40 people in the chat are probably yawning when looking at his picture.
Oh, for heaven's sakes! At least I've got some.
Have a nice background behind.
Well, at least I've got some Christmas things behind me.
I do need to get to Office Works and put my little fake shelving up so I can have my ghastlies behind me. So I need to get around.
Maybe a bit of pencil, to get in the spirit of Christmas.
Well,
yes, very nice, Blake.
I can't.
Thank you.
Hang on,
my new house.
Oh, look at this! Oh, this is it already.
Help! How long have you been playing the piano for?
I'm a really good penis. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Nope,
this episode has really gone to the dogs, hasn't it? Really? Or the cats, perhaps, is more the point.
Yeah.
All
right.
When do Australia resell it at the Winnie bit? Whiny, is that Whiny or Winnie? Yeah, okay.
Spelt Winnie, but.
All right, now look how good that looks. Hang on a sec. Oh, there we go. That's better. That's the Blake and Octo show. I didn't have my my volcano lair on hand, so we'll just have to do with this video. Wendy Australia reseller, but Winnie a bit. All right. So Graham's back on the drugs again. That's good. Good to see you again, Graham. Morning, Jazz. Hope you're well. Hopefully Brad's
Morning,
back
Jazz.
in his cage where he belongs. Speaking
Jazz,
about cages,
Jazz, you've missed an episode and a half. That's all I can say.
Well, I think she's been caught up with the shaving of the cat. So I think I spoke about it last night in the chat. But yeah, no. What was I saying? Yeah, Sanders locked up. So yeah, so hopefully Brad's locked up as well. The more you advertise a safe word, the more you think it's not going to work once you're all tied up. That's right. Yep. So safe spaces ahoy. Waiting for the World Domination Group to go live. So I haven't got someone on hand to Chris Furlong's group. I've got someone on hand that can actually do it for me because I can't be bothered. I like outsourcing.
I just have to sit in the right spot.
We've already done that one. We've already been to Karen, the Malcolm Borough. Nice house, Blake. Wow, reselling full time is working well for you.
It is. It is.
You can't afford a razor, or but you can afford a grand piano and a nice fancy front door with those little glasses. So.
Well, I'll ask you then. Do you want me to shave it all off again, Octo? You didn't like that either.
No, that's right. I don't know. I was just thinking maybe just get your paper bag and start off small and work from there.
Do you want some Octo? Just quick question. You like, because with your Funko Pops, would you like some Pokemon Funko Pops? I could grab these on my way out.
Oh yeah. I didn't realise you changed back to the
that's what I say. Yeah, just stick them. Where am I going? I'll just come around to visit Blake.
Just mention Mambo and then wake the other guy up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be Mambo loud though, hasn't it?
Yeah, Mambo loud. Normal Mambo, I won't pick up, but
yeah.
Mambo loud.
I find a lot of Mambo at Big W, so maybe we just go there and start sourcing from there.
Yeah.
Does Big W still sell Mambo? They used to years ago. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I used to wear it all the time when I was younger.
They did when my kids were teenagers. Used to be able to get it there, but yeah.
Hey, you've got 501 subscribers, Octo.
That's about time.
No.
Now I can charge my $149.99 Patreon course.
Yeah, watch out.
And the viewership's also gone down to 30.
Yeah, that's right. 31
around in the background.
Yeah.
You'll I'm sitting on Blake's. I'm sitting on Blake's lap by now. Looks of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you are. You'll have to, as soon as you finish the podcast, you'll have to go and do your application to get it in, so that that you can get approved.
I'll get Blake to do it. That won't happen.
Once you get off his lap and stop squishing him.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. I'll leave that one alone. Did anyone see Christian tore up his Mambo Loud shirt the other day?
Sorry, I didn't even think about that.
He's been put into timeout. We can't block him. No, he's still. I missed that. I have to go back and listen.
Sorry.
Yes, they do. That's right. Cry more, because apparently that's how you get viewers and likes and all those different things that I've been learning on YouTube. So the octopus doesn't have any tear ducts, so it doesn't help me to cry.
I'm sorry, I have lost the plot now. I'm in strife.
That's right. So Granny won't be released out of the nursing home next week, so say goodbye to her. This is the last time you'll see her.
God, she's lost it. Love it.
It would be like looking at two Ashtons. Yes. Well, yes. What about Mumbo Smart Arts? Is that the newer version? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's like it's the more modern version, basically. But yeah,
Mumbo
Smart Arts is all right. It's not too bad. Depends what it is. If we've got a cool print on it, then it's good. But if it's just like a plain shirt, it's probably not worth it.
I've heard from other reputable YouTubers, Blake, and you can confirm this for me. If you go to Lowe's, you can get some good sourcing opportunities from their loud shirts as well.
Yeah, it's always like is it going to be a loud or is it going to be a Lowe's? It's like
exactly. Yeah. And you get because they stand out so much, and I see them, like I'll look across at the rack, and you see this shirt, you think, oh, rip up, and you go, to get it, and you. And usually I find for some reason they're facing them backwards to me, so I have to pull them back on the rack, and I go, yeah. You have to find one. You have to find a Mambo or anything.
But I might wear my loud shirt next live, so I'll put that on. Hopefully, not have the same wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, I mean, I did pick up that recent one, which was an Australian. Was it an Australian one? I think. Oh no, maybe not. One that had the dragons and things on it. That was really cool, vintage, but not Mambo. But it was pretty cool.
Anything with a loud print that's not Lowe's, probably do all right with. Congrats, Octo. Thank you, my beloved cat.
Yes,
if you want to have a shave, come round.
I'm going to unsubscribe on all my other accounts. Bring him down.
Big W have Mambo galore.
Yeah, he's gone. She's gone. Need to end the line, I think. I wonder
if like Blake, do you reckon if she calls over live on air, should we call an ambulance or should we like capitalize on the tragedy?
We'll swat her.
It looks like a blood.
I can't even answer you. I cannot even reply to you.
All right. Well, you want me to get off Blake? I'll get off Blake. Wait a second. Give me 2 seconds. Wait a second. Where am I going? All right. I'm off Blake. There we go.
Oh, damn.
I'm not sitting on Blake anymore. There's only room for one head in this costume, Blake. Hello, Chris. How are you going? Well, geez, we've got more Chris's coming. Geez,
hi, hello.
We're stocking up. We're stocking up on edibles. We're stocking up on Josh's. We're stocking up on Anthony's. We're stocking up on Graham's. We're stocking up on Chris's. Jeez, I'm gonna have to get a bloody bingo card of what people have got going on. Chris, if you've only just tuned in, what you've missed is we've shaved a cat. We've done a lot of inappropriate jacks. Granny's joining some people with white pillowcases. I think that's what she's talking about as well. So Blake's wearing a paper bag, and my voice modulator broke at the start of the episode. So that's pretty much.
And Octo was sitting on my lap.
And also, hang on, yeah, I'm just gonna leave that apart. And Granny's blood pressure's going up, so yeah, she might be with us much.
She's crying. She's
Oh yeah, look, I am. I've got tears coming out of my eyes because I've been laughing so hard.
Yeah. Does Octo have any extra holes to put in?
That being said, I haven't been saying anything intelligent in the meantime because I can't stop laughing.
In the meantime, have you actually said something intelligent?
Well, no.
I'm saying, like anyone can attest to our previous podcast, they're still waiting for that moment to happen. Does Octo have any of these extra holes put in his shirt? No, I just tuck them between my legs. So just call the NBN man back. I'm sure he'll oblige. Yeah, that's right. I think we're talking about, does your cat need a shave? I don't know. This live has gone sideways the most delightful way. Yeah, well, that's right. Well, this is one thing we're never scripted. We'll give it to you that we don't have any set points because we really don't know what's going on.
Don't be a full-time reseller because if you're a full-time reseller, this is what will happen when you associate with like 2 other people in your life.
We're almost our own. We're one person away from being our own toxic Facebook group. So
this is what happens to you when you've been reselling for a while. You just lose the plot.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, Granny lost it. Granny lost it before reselling today. I'm not kidding. It's my supper. Sounds like a good time. Wish I would have been there. Well, like you said, you can always go back to the start and start from then, Chris. But
and you'll hear what Octo actually sounds like without the voice modulator.
Yeah. So it's on. I haven't replaced the batteries in a little bit, so I think Granny's stole my batteries for something. I'm not too sure what it was. I'm glad I tuned in when I didn't. There's some extra cheer. Well, I'm just going to see. I'm testing Granny to see how long she can hold out for before she laughs herself and falls off a chair.
Well, look, there's a bit of a problem because I know I'm not going to say it. My mother and her sisters used this. Was a problem that would happen whenever they would get together, and they would.
I thought we were talking about batteries then, but that's good.
Yeah, inevitably they would start laughing, and it would just go on, and they would lose it. And so after a while, we developed a phrase, and we used to call it wetting oneself when they started doing the laughing, because they would continue this until they finished up. They wouldn't be able to make it to the toilet.
Oh, dear. They need to do, what do they do? The pelvic floor exercises. So there you go.
Yeah,
We're just turning
exactly.
into a medical channel as well. So you're welcome, everyone. We're now charging you for our time. Thanks, Granny. Well, that's good. That's the Granny shared Hilo as well. So yeah, if you're that way inclined, go check out Railway Man. What was it, Chris? You have to fill me in.
The Railroad Reseller or whatever it was.
That's right. Yeah. That's exactly right.
And so I watched this morning. I watched the one where he's, comparing himself to 1 Foot Flipper. Don't. Be careful what you say.
Hey, who are you pointing to? You're pointing to this one.
I don't know what you're going on about.
I don't know. I'm not talking about 1 Foot Flipper. He's one short of a tripod, so I don't know. Use better check in with Granny later to make sure she hasn't died from laughing. Well, we'll check in with her next week on live. So if you don't see her next week,
I was going to make a couple more nuggets after this, but I might have to have a break between.
That's right. Well, Legend will have it. She'll just spend 15 minutes laughing for watch hours. She's a dirty sellout.
Oh yeah. So there was a guy yesterday when I was looking up to see if I could work out how to do the duck race. I mean, I knew how to do the duck race, but to get people so they could log in themselves instead of me having to type in all the names manually. It turned out the only way you do that is to pay the premium fee, of course. But there was a guy in there showing you on YouTube showing you how to do a duck race. And so to get his watch hours up, he was running a 4-hour duck race live on his YouTube channel.
Oh, I was wondering where that came from.
Smart.
Yeah. So Rob was sort of suggesting that I ran because he worked it out. You could put at least 100 hours in the clock. Yeah, so I could run a 100-hour duck race.
Red Relics. Hey, Chris. Well, my name's not Chris, but hello anyway, Red Relics. Yes, I know you're talking to Chris. Don't worry. Hey, John. What page is missing? He makes up in his log. Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, hopefully he's anatomically correct. How are the sales today, Chris? Yeah, I don't know. Well, obviously he's still at work, so the sales aren't too well. But I don't know, Granny. I don't know. Have you got anything else? Do you want to laugh a little bit more?
We should probably end it.
I'm probably. I have nothing more to say.
Yes, just saw an episode of Expedition Unknown with Josh Gates. Was it another Josh? Geez, we'll have to add him to the list. He was on your coast speaking of a shipwreck coast. What a beautiful place.
Right.
Well, I don't know if Granny's on the shipwreck coast. I don't know if Donald, but
there's no water within QE of me. It's where I'm in the middle of the Dust Belt cropping area. So no.
That's why Granny's always thirsty. So
correct.
At least I'm nearly done with my photos this morning. Haven't even had the chance to think about banging my back since cats and razors were mentioned. Well, that's right. Like I said, by all means, reach out to our beloved Blake if you need some manicuring advice.
Yes, exactly right.
Well, look, I have to say it's very good that we've been able to keep everyone entertained.
At least ourselves.
This morning.
Well, that's right. Well, I don't know.
Maybe forget I was sick.
They're listening. They're looking for the mahogany ship. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully they found it. Or I don't know. I've never heard of the mahogany ship. Yes. Crop dusting in the USA means you walk by a bloke and fart on him. Well, that's great. That's why they banished it at Donald's. Lovely. You can't do much damage there. Yeah, I think we call it the same over here, but I don't know. I think we're done for another week, ready? What do you think?
I think we are. Yeah,
probably should be.
My mind is my mind is blank now.
Well, I didn't think it was anything otherwise. But anyway, we'll thank you for everyone for dropping in and swinging by. And don't forget to check out Granny's Discord and John the Reseller's Discord and every other Discord and all those things. And now that I've clicked over 500 subs, you're more than welcome to join my $149.99 a month Discord.
But don't run to it because he won't be approved for a couple of days.
Well, just to let you know, for complete transparency, I've installed a secret camera into Uncle Wayno's lounge room. So it'll be just a 24-hour feed of him laying on his couch. So that's what you'll get for your money. But hang on, wait a sec. We're going to start off for another half an hour now.
Yeah,
you missed it. Yeah, like, I'll give the full blow. At the start, my voice modulator was missing. We shaved a cat. Grumpy Granny joined a group of pillowcase wearing people. Blake was wearing a paper bag. I was sitting on Blake's lap. I sat on Blake's lap. Granny died. Came back alive, unfortunately, and that's pretty much what you've missed so far. And Flip Fox Fines came in, and she's got the worst name because I can't pronounce it. That's what you've missed.
I'm not the only one that has trouble with that because, I have trouble with that too.
That's right. I hope her sales are better than her name. The ship was the first visited in the 1500s from Portugal. Oh, okay. That's good to know. We'll go back and watch.
I think I have actually seen that and heard about that one, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I do like to show my large tentacles.
Yeah.
I have a sports
car. And in the podcast on Tuesday, you get to see them all at once, just about, don't you, Blake?
Yeah, he rips them all out.
Yeah, there's 9 tentacles. 9 tentacles on show. Or else Nelson eating everything. That's the optional extra. You have to pay extra for that, Dave.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Work, Chris. Yes, we'll have a night. Once again, my name's not Chris, but I will have a good night. Thank you. You and your bloody foxes. You need 3 foxes. If you're going to have a triple F, you need to have 3 foxes in your title.
Yes, 3 foxes, 1 for each F.
Yeah, so we're gonna send everyone off by doing our collective flipped fox fines and try and say it very quickly. All right, you go first, Grady.
Flip flop fines.
Your turn, Blake.